Hello friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. It is time for another 3 looks with 3 palettes. I have 3 very fun things that I'm excited to play with and share with you. We're gonna create 3 looks. It's gonna be a fun time. These are all very fun, very spooky, grungy palettes, very fitting for the time of year, and I'm just so stoked. We're gonna be doing close-ups, swatches of everything. I'll be creating 1 look with each palette in this video, and I do also intend on doing additional looks over on Instagram and YouTube Shorts. Some of those videos might already be out, so you can go check those out for extra inspo. I will have all 3 of these palettes linked down below. 2 of them are already out. 1 is coming soon. Once I figure out the launch details for it, I will let you know. And I do have affiliate codes with all 3 of these palettes. You can use my code BATTYBEAN with all 3 of these brands, and I appreciate it so much if you do. So let's just hop into it and chat about what I'm gonna be playing with today. The first palette is the Poison Garden by Beaute Bar. This is such a beauty. This came recently when I was on vacation, and I was so looking forward to coming back and playing with it. This is such a treat. I love this brand with my entire soul. Their formulas are so good. Their mattes are so just incredibly pigmented and creamy, blendy. It's just delicious. I love it so much. And the shimmers just have the most beautiful impact, the most pretty shifts. I love it. And this one is no exception. I love the kind of spooky, dingy, grungy garden feel. I love all the different plant names. It's very fun. I love the balance between the warmth with the cool. This has been such a treat to play with, and I'm very excited about it. Next is the Gargoyle from Unearthly. I'm so happy mine is here. This is so fun. I just love a spooky theme. I'll never be sick of it, and this is so fun. I don't think I've ever played with like a palette that had a gargoyle theme before, so this is a first, and I just love the aesthetic of it. I love how it's very muted. It's kind of like easy to work with color if you're scared of color, because it's not as in your face, very much that dingy, muted vibe, and I think it's so cool, especially for the season, but I mean really all year round if you're me. This is just lovely. I love what Unearthly's been doing with their palettes and their formulas over the last year or so. I think the shimmers are just so beautiful, metallic, lovely, delicious. This one is so cute. And finally, last but not least, is the upcoming Underland palette from Ensley Reign. It's a very kind of dark, grungy twist on an Alice in Wonderland sort of thing. This is the only one that hasn't released just yet. Last I saw, they said in a comment that they're aiming for October 1st, but once I figure out the official launch date, I'll have that in my description box down below. But she's very cool. I love these colors together. Seeing these 3 colors next to each other, I don't know what it is, but it brings me a lot of joy. So many pretty shifty multi-chromes. I love the size of this palette from them. It's bigger than their most recent Flourish and Flutter, but it's smaller than a lot of their previous palettes, all of their previous palettes. I just love the size. I love the color story. It is very fun, and I'm just so looking forward to diving into this one more. I love doing these kinds of videos and just playing with different things and coming up with different looks. It's just such a blast, and I am glad you like them too. It's been making me happy that it makes you happy. So let's go ahead and move on into the 3 looks, and then at the end I'll give you my thoughts so far. Okay, look number 1, we're gonna dive in. I wanna play with the Poison Garden palette from Beaute Bar. I'm very attracted to these sagey greens. I'm really into these kind of plummy purples. I think we'll do kind of a mixture. I have already played with this palette once. It's already on Instagram and YouTube Shorts. And I played with these delicious blues and I loved it. But I want to explore other aspects now. So let's dive in. Oh, but as far as my accessories go, these little tiny hoops are from Primark. And then this necklace is Ana Luisa. So I guess we should just hop into it. I'm gonna be priming with my Dede Signature Cookie Primer. Kind of blend a little dot of it across my lids, blend it out, and then we will get started. I'm thinking very dramatic smoky purples on the upper lid, and then I want to smoke out some of those greens on the lower lash line. I think that'll be cool, so let's give it a shot. So I'm gonna start with the Oleander shade first. I'm gonna use my Fantasy Cosmetica E05. And I'm just gonna dust this through my crease, just kind of doing little windshield wiper motions inner to outer and feathering it out toward the tail of my brow, just to get a little bit of a base laid down before I go in with those darker shades. I wanna take Bleeding Heart now. I'm gonna use my Sigma E27 brush, and I'm going to kind of pack this all over the outer half of my eye. And I want it to just sort of blend in to that first shade that I laid down, kind of inching a little bit upwards and outwards toward the tail, just a little bit. I do want to keep this color fairly tight to my lid, but I still want a little bit of that shape, if that makes sense. Then I'll go in with a little bit more of that first shade and very, very lightly just softly blend at those edges, just to get it a little bit more diffused. Now I want to take this Hellbore shade. I'm gonna use my Sigma E42, and I just want to add a little bit more depth to this very outer corner of that lid before I go in with my shimmers. Create a little bit more depth and dimension, especially by this outer corner of the lashes as well. I just really want that drama kind of added in here. And then I'll just kind of go back in with my previous brushes. I'm not even grabbing any additional product, just to help kind of buff and blur that a little bit more as well. I'm liking these plummy pinks. This is very, very cute. Moving on to some shimmer now, I'm gonna take my NYX Glitter Primer. I'm just gonna use my fingers since my nails are short right now. And I'm just going to do a little dabble of this across my lid so that my shimmer pops really nicely and stays put. So I want to use Belladonna for the outer half of the lid and then Wolfsbane on the inner half. I think that'll be a really, really pretty combo. So here's Belladonna, just like the prettiest multi-chrome. I love, it's so sparkly. And I'm gonna do kind of a little bit of a diagonal on this outer corner of what I have going on. I want this just to kind of bleed into all the mattes that I already have laid down. The color is so shifty and pretty. I love that. Absolutely gorgeous. And I really like it placed just in this outer corner like this. I think it adds a lot of depth and interest to the eye. Taking Wolfsbane now, this is so sparkly and pretty. I'm just gonna pop this on the front half of that lid, and I just want it to blend into Belladonna. I'm just kind of going back and forth between both shades right at that merge. I already think this is just so lovely. It's so sparkly. I love. But let's work on this lower lash line now. I am going to start with a black eye pencil because I want to smoke it out a bit. This one is from Rare Beauty. I'm just going to tuck this in the outer half of my waterline and right below the lash line, just in the outer half. I'm just using this E30 pencil brush from Sigma just to blur that liner out just a little bit before I go in with my green shadows. Oh, this is already so pretty. I have a good feeling about this look. Is this already gonna be the winner of the video? I guess we'll see. So I'm gonna start with Poison Oak. I'm gonna use this little E45 from Sigma, and I'm just gonna drag this. Again, just focused in this outer half, but I'm just dragging this and blending against that black liner, just to bring in a little bit of that green. I want to just make sure this whole outer corner is blending nicely into that pinky purple situation as well. And I want to take Stinging Nettle using my Sigma E38 and doing kind of just the same thing. I'm just dragging this down a little bit farther just to add a little bit more drama, you know? But yeah, I really like this combo. I think this pop of green on the lower lash line is very, very cool. Taking Wolfsbane again, just to pop in that inner corner. Really, really like that shade. It's just so pretty and glossy. I am gonna take this green tea pencil from Oden's Eye for the inner half of my waterline, because I only did the black on the outer half. So I'm gonna kind of pop this into, I feel like it'll just bring more drama to the greens that are happening. Actually, I don't like that particular shade of green. Thought it would blend more with what I had going on. So I'm gonna layer a little bit of the mint pencil from Oden's Eye just right over top of that. I think the combination will make that all match just a smidge better. There we go, the mint and green tea combos seem to be a better match. Threw on my mascara. I'm using the Rare Beauty one today. And now for lips, I want something kind of pinky. I'm just feeling a pink moment with the upper lid. I think it would look good. So I'm gonna use the number 4 pencil from Freck. Just gonna line and fill in a good bit. Kind of blend the edges of that pencil. Just kind of doing the same to the top now. And then I'm gonna use one of the tinted lip balms from the Fantasy Cosmetica and Makeup Just for Fun collab. This one's in the shade Cozy. Just gonna pop a little of this on now. These are super, super comfy. Here is the completed look. I think it's so pretty. I really like this combination of these like pinks, slight purpliness with the sagey greens. I think it's a really fun combo, and I hope you like it too. This palette has been such a treat to play with. I think it is gorgeous. I'm looking forward to playing with it more. I'm also just looking forward to the other looks for this video. So let's move on to the next palette for look number 2. All right, look number 2. I want to play with the Gargoyle palette from Unearthly today. I think it'll be super fun. I'm feeling something very like bluey gray. Those are the colors I'm attracted to at this very moment. So let's dive into it. I just have basic accessories, earrings from Primark, plugs from Amazon, basic choker. So without further ado, let's just hop in. I'm gonna start with the shade Veil. I'm gonna use my Fantasy Cosmetica E05, and I'm just gonna kind of go really back and forth, kind of on my lid itself, but I do have that like tucked into my crease to create a little bit of that blend. And I'm just gonna very softly kind of work it from inner to outer corner. I think I'm gonna leave the lower lash line blank of this color because I might add a dash of purple to the lower lash line. I'm undecided. I think that could be fun, but let's just see how it goes. So yeah, just inner to outer, very softly blending and laying that down. Now I'm gonna take Deep Sleep. I'm gonna use my Sigma E45. I'm just gonna tuck this very deep. Again, kind of on the like top portion of my lid, but also very deep in that actual crease. I want this smoky look to be very concentrated to my lid itself, so I'm not like dragging it super far out. And I will kind of go back in with just a little bit more of Veil, that blue. I'll kind of lay this right over top just to get a little bit of that blue haziness back. This is already so pretty and moody. I love. These mattes are really smooth to work with so far. It's really lovely. I want to take Darkest Hour now. I'm gonna use my Sigma E27 brush, tap that off a little bit. And I am just gonna place this kind of directly on top of my lid. I am gonna be laying shimmer over everything, but I wanna have a really nice dark base before I lay the shimmer down because I want a very smokified look. So I'm just kind of lightly dusting this across the lid. I'll kind of go back and forth at the very like lowest part of that crease just to get a little bit of a blend between this color and what I've already done. I go back in with just a little bit more of Veil over top just to, again, keep a little bit of that gradient going. All right, going into Night Watcher now. Just taking it on my finger. And normally I do lay a glitter primer down first, but sometimes in situations like this where I more so just want to top everything that I've done, I won't, and I'll just lightly dust whatever shimmer I'm using over top of what I did. Just to kind of keep the same energy, but with a sparkly twist. I don't want the shimmer to be like this thick, like cut creasy look or anything like that. I just want it to very much just top everything that I did. And I think that is so pretty. Just gonna go back in with that big fluffy Fantasy Cosmetica brush. This is so pretty. And I definitely think some purple on the lower lash line would be really, really cool. So I think I will do that. I'm gonna start now with my Charmer pencil from ColourPop. It's just like a nice dark plummy purple. I'm gonna run this all up in my waterline and kind of right below it, like I did with the black pencil, but obviously we're doing purple instead. I want to blend that out with Sinister Figure. I'm going to use this little E42 brush from Sigma, and I'm just going to run that shade right on top of that liner that I laid down. Again, I want to keep this fairly concentrated to this area. I don't want to drag this down super far, but I do want it to have a little bit of a blurred effect, if you will. So just very lightly going around the edge of that lower lash line. I really like the purple next to that blue. I think that's really pretty. Just added such a nice extra pop of moodiness. And I also just feel like the purple against my eyes is just always a good combo. I want to take a little bit of Mystic Stone now to add to the front part of my lower lash line. It's using this little Sigma E30 brush. And I just want to pop some of this in this front little corner of that lower lash line and just let it kind of blend into the purples. This sparkle is so pretty. Like, are you kidding? I love that. I think that was such a nice little addition to that lower lash line. And then for the inner corner, I want to take the shade Awaken. Just gonna use my pinky. Ooh, that is bright. That is so pretty. I quite like that. So I'm just gonna throw on my Rare Beauty mascara again. Mascara is on. I figured there probably wouldn't be a more perfect lip for the Gargoyle palette than like a dark gray. So that's what I'm gonna use. This is Artemis by Menagerie. Just gonna, you know, put it on. I really like this lip color. I think it's very cool. Just such a unique color. Super fun. Oh, it's just so cool. And I feel like this goes with the eyes just so perfectly. Bold gargoyle energy. If you're dressing up as a gargoyle for Halloween, but want to be more of a glam one, perhaps this look. Here is the second look complete. I think it is so cool. I love these tones. I love the grayish blues, the little pop of purple, the bold gray lip. It's all doing good things. This palette was really fun to play with. I'm excited to dive into it more, but let's continue on with this video and move on now to look number 3. Okay, look number 3, we're gonna be playing with the Underland palette together from Ensley Reign. Very, very excited about this color story. Very moody. I'm feeling very red today. In a red mood. I don't know what it is. I want some red. Maybe a pop of like teal. I think this could be nice. This one's almost kind of like a berry teal shift. That could be cool to incorporate. We're gonna do it together. As far as my accessories, I don't have a lot going on. These are just Primark earrings and little plugs from Amazon. So yeah, without further ado, let's just hop in. I have not done my hair yet. These are my sleep braids. I'll fluff it out when I'm done. So as usual, just gonna prime again. I'm gonna use my cookie primer from Dede Signature. I am just gonna spread some of this on and blend it out. So I'm gonna do something I don't usually do, but I actually am gonna start with the bright white Twisted Rabbit and use my Fantasy Cosmetica E05. And I'm just gonna kind of run this all throughout my crease. I am gonna do a little bit of a wingy shape. And I just wanna make sure I have my crease area set down since I'm not really doing a super blendy kind of look. Like there'll be a little bit of a blend involved, but I just want to make sure no transfer is going to happen, and having this kind of laid down will help. And it also just gives a very bright base, which is cute. I don't do that super often. So to start my wingy shape, I want to take Nonsense. I'm going to use this little Sigma E06 brush, and I'm going to start kind of at the base of my lower lash line and start kind of rough drawing a little bit of a wingy shape. So up toward the tail of my brow. I will have to perfect this with a mirror a bit closer to my face, but I'm just gonna kind of rough draft it so you can sort of see. But I'm basically just drawing a little bit of a wing shape, and I'll kind of fill in this tail. And I'm only gonna drag this color in really about as far in as I took that shape. So really just like that outer corner. I'm not gonna cover too much more of my lid than that. All right, I have very dramatic pointy wings happening. I'm gonna start working on some shimmer now. I'm gonna take my NYX Glitter Primer, and I'm basically just gonna be having a shimmery cut crease following into that shape along with the wing that I laid down. Sometimes I'll go through and draw like a big thick black liner all over and then I'll cover it up. Sometimes I do like this, where I just kind of trace it on my natural lid, which is a little more user-friendly if you like this technique but you don't want to have to draw a giant black wing across your whole lid. This is just an old Nomad Cosmetics flat brush, and I'm just kind of tracing like this glitter primer roughly in the shape that I want. Obviously you can't see it, but it's just gonna prep my shimmer for success. It'll help it stay put really nicely and pop beautifully. So I want to use 2 reds. I want to use the Red Queen for the outer half of my lid, and then I want it to blend into Behead in the front half. So I'm actually going to start with the front half. I'm just going to take Behead on that same sticky brush, and I'm just going to go through and kind of start tracing kind of right at my crease, doing like a little rounded motion there. And I'll just kind of lightly press this across the lid. And again, I'm only taking this about halfway across because I want the other red to fill in the rest of the shape. I'm gonna flip that same brush over and take that bright red now and kind of following that wing shape as best as I can and connecting it to that first shade. I'll take a little bit on my finger even just to press it a little bit, I don't know, faster. I don't have long nails right now, so I might as well use my fingers. And I'm just gonna kind of cover that. I'm even letting the shade drag onto the wing a little bit. I'll grab a little bit more of that first one on a different finger. And I'll just kind of go back and forth, getting a really good merge and blend between those 2 reds. I think that is so cool and pretty. I am already loving this. This is so pretty. It's so cool. I want to blend on the lower lash line a little bit, so I'm going to take Wicked Rose. I'm going to use this little E42 from Sigma, and I just kind of want to blend just in this outer half of the lid, and I want this to kind of fade into the outer corner of that wing a little bit. Like I still want to keep that crispiness, but I just want a little teensy bit of a gradient going on. I think it'll be very, very cool. I do think I want to add a little bit of Jabberwocky down here. I just think that like kind of berry to blue shift will be really cool. I'm just going to take it on this E30 pencil brush from Sigma. I'm just going to lightly drag this in that front little half of that lower lash line, just kind of blending into everything else I've done. I love that. I think that is so pretty. What a cool little pop down there. For my inner corner, I want to take Wicked Wildflowers. I think this will be perfect. Ooh, that's very pretty. These reds are really fun. Wow, that's very sparkly, isn't that? I think this is so cool. All right, through on my eye pencil, I went with Be My BB from ColourPop, just a very vibrant metallic red. And then throw on my mascara, just using the Rare Beauty one again. And now we're gonna do lips. Now in the Underland collection from Ensley Reign was a lip trio. We have like a mauve lip velvet, a black lip lacquer, and then a black sparkly plumping lip oil. I kind of want to try the black lip lacquer. I'm a little nervous. A very not stay put formula for a black makes me scared. I'm scared this is gonna be messy, but we're gonna find out. There's no way to know until I try. I am gonna pair it with a pencil though, just so it can stay nice and precise and in the lines. This is Villain from Unearthly. I'm just gonna line really quick. Okay, just kind of lined and filled in a good bit. I left a middle of my lips blank. That's just usually how I blend my liner. So that's how it worked. But this one's called Underland. Let's try this black lip lacquer and see how it goes. Okay. You know, a shiny black lip really might be a move as long as it's not horribly messy. And I think pairing it with the black liner is going to be really helpful because then you don't necessarily need a ton of this. You can kind of just add just enough to give it that shiny look. And I honestly feel like lip lacquer isn't a good description in my opinion, just because when I think of lacquer, I think of like a very sticky type of product. This is very thin, a very thin, like slippy feeling gloss, but it also doesn't feel like it's gonna get like absolutely everywhere either. So far I really like this. I think that's really pretty. I don't have any shiny lip products that are black. I would like literally have to top a gloss on top of a black lip. So this I think is gonna be very handy in my collection, I must say. I think that's very cool. Here is the final look. I think it came out so cool. I'm loving the way these different reds play together. I'm loving the glossy black lip. I think it's all just such a cool vibe and I had a lot of fun creating it, but it is now that time. Let's zoom out and chat about all these palettes and I'll give you my thoughts so far. Thanks so much for watching. Again, I just had so much fun. I don't know if I can pick a favorite look. I'm so happy with the bold reds in this one, but I loved that muted murkiness from the Gargoyle look, and I just loved that kind of pinky purple green combo with Beaute Bar. I can't pick a favorite, so you're gonna have to let me know which look was your favorite. I am so in love with the Poison Garden. I mean, this is one of those videos where like all three of the palettes were just such a treat to play with. It's hard to even think of anything negative to say, so I probably won't. I'm very pleased with all three of these. These are all three that I can definitely see myself wanting to play with more, and that can be hard to find in the makeup world because there's always so much coming out, but these ones do stand out to me. I think the themes are very cool. This one in particular, I just love all these different colors. This shimmer blue that I did play with in a reel and YouTube short video is so cool. It literally glows. Like, are you kidding? It is magical. But I love this kind of grungy Poison Garden theme. I really should do a video at some point chatting about all of my grungy garden themed palettes because I feel like I have quite a collection of them at this point. But this is just so cool. I had so much fun playing with these shadows. I think this is absolutely stunning. Unearthly's Gargoyle palette has also just been such a treat to play with. I love these colors. Like, give me a dusty, muted color story any day. I think this is so fun. The shimmers are just so smooth metallic on the lids. It's so beautiful, so yummy. Love the different contrast of these muted shades. Such a lovely, fun palette. I love a spooky theme and this one nailed it. And then of course the upcoming Underland palette from Ensley Reign. This is definitely gonna become one of my new favorites from the brand. I just love these colors together. I love the size of it. It's perfect. I think it is so cool. These different shimmers are so fun. very much looking forward to playing with this one again, because this is the only one I haven't done 2 looks with yet. I've technically already filmed / and or posted additional looks on Instagram and YouTube Shorts with these 2. This one I still have to. And I'm very excited about it because this is just so fun. And I had a blast with all 3 of these. I thought the formulas were all lovely to work with. I didn't have any issues. And I was very happy with the overall end results. I would love to hear your thoughts though. What are you thinking? Do you have any of these? Do you want any of these? I want to hear your thoughts down below. If you made it to the end of this video, out of these 3 palettes, which is your favorite? Leave some emojis to represent that palette. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel out a lot. And if you're not already, you can follow me over on Instagram. I'm BATTYBEAN there as well. Also, if you want to, you can subscribe. I'm posting most days over here. And you can join my channel memberships. Link to sign up will be down below. You'll get fun little perks, including a members only video once a month. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.